Hello friends, in this lecture we will see decision tree. So decision tree is an algorithm which actually falls under the category of supervised learning. So before this we have seen what is meant by supervised learning. So the supervised learning basically is where the data is labeled kind of data. So they can be used to solve both regression and classification problems. Decision tree uses the tree representation to solve the problem in which each leaf node corresponds to a class label and attributes are represented on the internal node of the tree. We can represent any Boolean function on discrete attributes using the decision tree. So everyone is aware about binary tree. Binary tree is the concept where we are having some root nodes, we are having some leaf nodes, and whatever the data given to us, on the basis of that data or which kind of algorithm we are going to use while creating any binary tree. So on the basis of that, we have to form a tree which will be known as binary tree. It is the decision tree is also the same concept, but here some nodes are different than binary tree. We will see one by one. Below are some assumptions that we made while using decision tree. So at the beginning, we consider whole training set as a root. Then feature values are preferred to be categorical. If the values are continuous, then they are discretized prior to building the model. On the basis of attribute values records are distributed recursively. We use statistical methods for ordering attributes as root or the internal node. So this is the basic algorithm we can say which we have to follow while building any decision tree. So this is a totally technical part of decision tree. We will see the elaboration of all these 4 points one by one. So, okay. So decision tree representation. Decision tree classify instances by sorting them down the tree from the root to leaf node, which provides classification of the instances. So before elaborating, I will just explain what kind of training set is there. So we have given the thing like whether the person will, suppose one example is there, whether the person will get loan or not. So this is the question. On the basis of this question, there are some training sets like if the person is employed and the person is having good credit score, so that person will definitely get the loan. Second training set we can say, if the person is employed but having low credit score, he might fail to get loan. If the person is not employed, so he is not able to get the loan. If person is not employed but he is having good credit score, so he may be able to take the loan. So these are some examples. Now what we have to do is we have to construct a decision tree on the basis of this training set, and that decision tree should look like the binary tree. And whenever we see the whole constructed decision tree, so it was a, or it will be a simplified version of that training set. Okay, now in this lecture we are going to see only theory. In next lecture we are going to see the example, solved example. Okay. Okay, so decision tree representations, how it is represented. So decision tree classify instances. So we are having number of instances. We have to sort them from root to leaf node like binary tree, which provides the classification of the instances. Each node in the tree specify a test of some attributes of the instances, and each branch descending from the node corresponds to one of the possible values for these attributes. An instance is classified by starting at the root node of the tree, testing the attributes specified by this node, then moving down the tree branch corresponding to the value of the attribute. Things are like we are having root node, we are having leaf node, then we are having some attributes for the leaf node. So this process is then reported for the it is actually repeated for the subtree rooted at the new node. So for every root we are having some leaves, and that leaf node might work as a root node for another leaf node. So this process we have to continue until and unless we complete all the training sets provided to that algorithm. Appropriate problems for decision tree learning. Although a variety of decision tree learning methods have been developed with somewhat different capabilities and requirements, decision tree learning is generally best suited to problems with the following characteristics. First is instances are represented by attribute pair values. Like humidity is now instance and it is having two values, high and normal. So now humidity is root node and high and normal are the values for the attributes. These are not actually leaves, we can say. Leaf node. Humidity is root node, but it is having only two values. Suppose before humidity anything is there, then that should be your root node and humidity should be your leaf node, and high and normal are the attributes for that humidity. So this is simple representation. Second is the target function has discrete output values. So it is not possible all the time that if we are going for the classification type of problem, so there might be 2-3 types of classification. But if we are considering the regression kind of problem, then value might be discrete. So that also we have to consider while constructing any decision tree. Disjunctive descriptions may be required. The training data may contain error because it is always not possible that decision tree should provide us 100% accuracy. So there might be some error, and in machine learning for every algorithm there might be minor error. The training data may contain missing attribute values. It is also possible, and while constructing decision tree we have to consider the things like there should be some missing attribute values, and for that also we have to work. So these are some characteristics of decision tree. Now the applications of decision tree: to classify medical patients by their disease, equipment malfunctions by their cause, loan applicants by their likelihood of defaulting on payments, or in such problems in which the task is to classify example into one of the discrete set of possible categories are often referred as a classification problem. There is huge applications of decision tree. This first application to classify medical patient. Now see, we are having uh, various applications like brain tumor detection, cancer detection, heart disease detection by using machine learning. So what are the things there? In decision tree, it is not like there that we are having one instance with one feature or one category or one constraint. What we want is, suppose I'm checking whether the person is getting loan or not. For that I am putting two constraints. First is whether the person is employed, and second one is the whether the person is having good credit score. So the thing is, instance is person, and features or categories or constraints we can say that are whether the person is employed and whether the person is having good credit score. So what we want is we want discrete set of possible categories. Now in medical patients, what is the thing? Suppose consider the example of brain tumor detection. So what we have to do is, it is not possible that everyone who are having brain disease, brain cancer, so brain tumor, so they they are having the same symptoms. It is not possible. One should have another symptoms, one should have another symptoms, and there might be some common symptoms. So what we have to do is we have to collect all the symptoms, and we have to make the classifications, or we have to make the classes of that symptoms, and we have to give that classes to the decision tree algorithm. Suppose we are having 10 symptoms with us, and we are forming the groups of 4 symptoms. uh, so there might be 4 to 5 different group of symptoms, and what we have to apply, suppose these 4 symptoms are there, the person or the patient is having brain tumor. If these 4 symptoms are not there, then another 4 symptoms you have to check. It might possible. What we have to do is, how much data we are giving as a training data to the algorithm, that much accuracy our algorithm will provide us. So decision tree is basically used in medical patients, where different types of diseases are there, and for every disease there are some symptoms, and by using that symptoms or by making groups of that symptoms, it is possible to recognize whether the person is having that particular disease or not. And in decision tree, when you will see, we will form a decision tree. In that you will see, after forming the decision tree, it is very easy to recognize the things. Such like equipment malfunctions are there, loan applications are there. So different types of applications are there for decision tree, but basically it is used in medical patients, and where we have a number of possible constraints, number of possible symptoms are there, then we can easily recognize the things, or we can say we will get more accuracy from it. So representation of decision tree is non-linear function. Binary tree is having branches like root node and leaf node. As I said, leaf node is not having any children. Decision tree is a classifier. It is having 2 types of node, decision node and leaf. Decision node have choice or test. So it is having branches. Means in decision node, you have to take some decision, or you might have some choices. Like if the person is employed and person is having good credit score, so he will be getting the loan. Now the decision is person, and the things or the choices are there. The 2 choices are there, and depend on that the branches are there. This test is usually done on value of a feature or attribute of an instance. There may be a branch of outcome. There may be 2, 3 outcomes, and then there are leaf nodes. After completion of all the decision tree, or after finishing all the root nodes only, we can reach to the leaf node, because the leaf node is not having any decision, or it should not have any children. Decision trees can be used in both classification and regression, because it works on the supervised kind of learning. Given an example, you start with the root of the tree. Based on the value of the test, you go to the corresponding branch, and you continue doing this until you complete leaf node. And leaf node, you have the value of example, and it can be the predicted value of the example. So what we have to do is, we have given a data set, then we have to finalize which will work as a root node, basic root node or main root node for that data set. For that, we are having some formulas. We are going to see that after doing the calculations only we can reach to that answer. Then after finding the root node, again we have to check whether this root node is going to split. If yes, then again we have to find the sub decision trees. Then for that, again we have to do the calculations, and likewise we have to proceed till where we cannot uh, have some children, or the node which don't have any children. When we will reach to that position, then we can say that our decision tree is complete. And after completion of the decision tree, you will be able to find out answer of all the questions, uh, whatever you are providing in the training set, and the output you are getting, that is the predicted value of the example. For example, draw a decision tree which will check whether a person will get loan or not. Now see, as I said, whether the person is employed and uh, if he is having good income or if he is having credit score. So what we have to do is, suppose the person is having good income, so the income is high, approve the loan. If the income is low, reject the loan. If person is not having good income, so check the credit score. So in credit score, if the credit score is high, approve the loan. If the credit score is low, reject the loan. So in this above diagram, there are three decision nodes: employed, credit score, and income. So these three are the decision nodes because where we are going to take some decisions. Four leaf nodes are there: approve, reject, approve, reject. Why to say leaf nodes? Because it does not contain any children. So in above example, you will be given training data like whether a person is employed or not, what is his credit score, what is the income of a person. So based on the training set and drawn decision tree, you can get the answers of the question that whether a person will get loan or not. Now, it is possible to have many decision trees that can fit training data. Then the question is which decision tree to choose. Because what happens, whenever we have to do some calculations, there might be uh, there might be a possibility that some values may come equal. In such cases, one can choose first node as a root node, one can choose second node as a root node. So it is also possible. So by considering this, we can say decision tree may, for any problem, there may be many decision trees, but we have to finalize which decision tree to choose. So we can choose a tree with smaller trees, prefer smaller trees. Like the tree is having low depth and tree is having smaller number of nodes. Finding the smaller decision tree with fitting the data is tough task. For this, we need to use algorithm. If you want to search a good decision tree, two things should be there. Whether you want to stop growing the tree, and if you want to grow the tree, choose a test to split on. So by considering these two things, you can go for the good decision tree. Now see, this is the algorithm we can say. Suppose A is the best decision attribute for the next node. So assign A as a decision attribute, means first root node. For each value of A, create new descendant, means for every A. Suppose A is a root node. So for A's all values, create new tree. Then sort the training examples to leaf node according to the attribute value of the branch. If all training examples are perfectly classified, stop. Else iterate over leaf nodes. When you will get uh, perfect classification or whatever the training set you have provided, if you are getting answers of all the training set, then you have to stop growing the tree. If it is not there, then again you have to iterate the things like create A is in the sense root node. For every A, there are some attributes. For that attributes, again you have to check whether that attribute should work as a root node for another attributes. Likewise, you have to check. Here in this algorithm, we need to decide two things: which node to proceed with and when to stop. To check these two things, we have to go for the entropy. So entropy is very important term in decision tree because the construction of whole decision tree is based on entropy and information gain that we will see in next slide. First we will see entropy. What is entropy? It is measure of disorder in the system. Means entropy is measured to check the impurity of the system. If all the examples are of same class, means all are positive and all are negative. In this case, entropy is low. If half examples belongs to one class and half belongs to another class, then entropy is higher. So it is a measure of purity. A pure set of examples is having entropy 0. So always remember that entropy should be low and information gain should be high. Now, S is the sample of training examples. P are the positive examples. 1 minus P are the negative examples. That means P plus 1 minus P will be the S. Minus log to the base 2P are the number of bits. Then how to calculate the entropy of S? S is the sample of training examples. So S is the average optimal number of bits to encode information about certainty or uncertainty about S. So the formula used is entropy of S is equal to minus P plus. P plus are the fraction of positive examples in the sample and P minus are the fraction of negative examples in the sample. Then first you have to count the values for P plus and P minus. Then you have to put it in the formula. So minus P plus in bracket minus log to the base 2 P plus minus P minus minus log to the base 2 P minus. So this is the formula. Don't get confused here. It is actually very easy to calculate. I will show it this thing in my next video. So don't get confused. Just remember the thing is entropy is a measure of purity and it is calculated by using this formula. For this you have to first count values for P plus and P minus so that it will be easy to find out the answer for this set. Next is by calculating entropy for all the samples, you have to go for the information gain. So what is mean by information gain? It measures how well a given attribute separates the training examples according to their target classification. So this measure is used to select among the candidate attribute at each step while growing the tree. Gain is a measure of how much we can reduce uncertainty. Its value lies between 0 to 1. Now the gain is calculated by entropy of S, which we have calculated before some time. Then summation of all the sample values divided by sample of all the entropies. So S1 and S2 are the samples in which true and false values are there. True and false in the sense positive and negative values are there. And according to that or on the basis of that, you have to calculate the gain. So this is the formula. So what we have to remember or what are the major points with decision tree is a basically classification type of algorithm or it can do regression also because it works on the supervised kind of learning. The data is labeled kind of data and when you have to classify the data you can go for decision tree. In this tree there are two types of nodes. One is decision node, another is leaf node. Then one training set may contain number of decision trees, but we have to go for such a decision tree which will be having minimum number of nodes and minimum or low depth. To calculate this or to reach this, we have to calculate entropy and information gain for the given sample data. We have provided formulas for entropy and formula for information gain. So by using these two formulas, we can calculate easily, and by calculation, we can take decision that which node should work as a root node, which node should work as a leaf node. And by using this theory, we are able to find out the perfect decision tree for any given training data. Thank you.